Get it going. Let me get this camera straight. Let me see if I can do a little better than that. Got the funny rainbow going on back there. But y'all know we not down with none of that. It just happened to be a backdrop that we use. How everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a fantastic morning. Guess what? It's your boy Bugatti NYC. And like I always tell you, could have went anywhere. Fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Shocking. How was the DOJ unaware of over 1 million missing Epstein files? We're going to get into that and much more this morning, you guys. Hope you're having a good Friday. Let me just tell you, one second. Let me just fix this audio real quick. So I heard it go out. I hope everybody's hearing me. I checked my audio 2 times already, so I hope we're having a good one, you guys. Let's go with it. Like I said, shocking. How is the DOJ unaware of over 1 million Jeffrey Epstein files? What time do we have here? We got enough time to do what? What we always want to do. We got to get prayed up. Let's go, you guys. What we got to say this morning? I want to pray for good spirits, good energy going into this new year. Make sure that everybody is covered. Make sure that everybody has great spirits. Anyone that's going through any stress or any sorts of medical issues, I please pray that God steps in and helps out as much as possible. Please pray for me as well as our show, that we stay on a good path, not trying to lead anyone or anything like that. We gain many more people that can appreciate our content. Hope everybody has a fantastic day. Amen. And who we praying for this morning? We got Luigi in the building. We got Tyson. I see Batty Lynn up in here. I see Terry Cone. I see Luigi. That was Mark Dorfman right there. And Miss Swanza. Also people like Sam Champion, Liberty and Justice, Casey. Can't forget those people like Kendra Walker. All those people that have been here for a long time. Dot Focus and many, many more that always supports us. Amen, you guys. Let's get it. It's time to go. It's Friday, y'all. I hope y'all ready for a fantastic show. I got a good lineup set up for you today. Hope everybody is in good spirits. I am. I done did a whole bunch of push-ups, got a whole bunch of lighting set up and everything like that. And like I said, hope you guys can hear me good. And also, I think it's almost time to go. Let me check that time. Almost. Okay. Okay. I see something that I could fix over here before we get started. We got a lot of people coming into the building, which I always appreciate. Hope everybody's ready. Because guess what? Now it's time. I'm ready to go. They're ready to go. I said it's time to start the show. I hope you're ready, yo, 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 yo. Wind it up. Wind it up. It's Friday. Wind it up. Wind it up. What y'all got planned this weekend? Huh? Let me know in the chat. One more wind up. Some of y'all probably didn't make it because of the new year, but it's all good. Come on, baby. It's time to rock. Okay. Olay. I'm talking about those hangovers y'all probably had. So let me help you. Gotta open up those pores. I don't know who's still sipping on that, but I hope you guys had a good holiday, you know what I'm saying? Because I know y'all waking up like, oh my God, I forgot the show. Oh, maybe I should open up my pores with Bugatti because I had a little bit too much to drink. And how, wait a minute. Yo, you see that? I ain't seen you in a minute. But you know what? There's something I want to tell you. You should listen. See, the thing about you that caught my eye, it's the same thing that makes me change my mind. Kinda hard to explain, but girl, I'll try. You need to sit down, this may take a while. See, this girl's coda looks just like You do, she even smiles the way you do. So innocent she seems, but I was fooled. I'm reminded when I look at you, what you remind me of a girl that I once knew. See your face whenever I look at you. Wouldn't believe the things she put me through. And this is why I just can't fuck with you. You know I was gonna flip it somewhere, right? Why? Because if pump that beat. It's Friday the 2nd, y'all. That's right, y'all. 2026. I'm your boy Boogotti NYC, and this is our bottom line, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that. Where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this, and that's just got me lit. How y'all doing this morning? Hope everybody's good with the to the thing about you that caught my eye. It's the same things that make me change my mind. They gotta watch out for those girls. You be like, wait a minute. Oh my gosh, she looks so good. But then she remind me of a girl that I once knew. And y'all know the fellas same way. They be like, oh, you look like somebody I know. Be scared to mess with that dude, huh, girl? How y'all doing this morning? It's your boy Boogotti NYC. And like I always tell you, y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that y'all came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. What we doing this morning? Our bottom line. We got making sure y'all can see that the right way. Okay, we got trending topics, we got current events, and we got my antics, and as well as the #1 chat in YouTube land from 6 o'clock until we're done. That's right, you guys, our bottom line. I'm ready to get into it, and you guys know what I'm about to say, right? I got 5 on it. I'm gonna stack 5 videos at a time. Only thing I'm going to ask you guys to do is stay on topic, stay on point. Let me know where you're chiming in from and what time it is. I love to go research, and it actually helps me to find content and cover areas that I've probably never even thought about looking for video content at. And it always helps to do that because I want to make sure that we hit everywhere and make sure that the show is well-rounded and we get everybody's attention. Also, you guys, y'all know what else I'm going to say, right? Please stay on topic, on point. Let me know where you're chiming in from. And it's time to get into it before we get some shout outs going this morning. Let's get some shout outs real quick to James. We got Terry. We got Rebecca Lanya Bueno in the building. I hope you're feeling fantastic this morning, sis. We got Batty Lynn. I see Brian. Who else is up in here? We got the Osaka 69, Terry Cohn, Batty Lynn, V, Jamie, SMC Neely, Mark Dorfman. I see who else is up in here? Chrissy, Rebecca Lanya Bueno, and who else? Connie, Wanda, Miss Swanza. I'm ready to go, y'all. Y'all know what I'm about to do right now, right? Let's get into these titles so I don't hold you guys up. Hope you got your coffee, your tea, or whatever else you want to get this story going, to get this show going. Let's get this show on the road, y'all. What we got here? We got shocking. How was the DOJ unaware of over 1 million missing Jeffrey Epstein files? Should have changed that number because after we did the research, it's 5 million missing Jeffrey Epstein files that they're talking about redacting. But there's much, much more in the titles, as we always make sure that there are. We've got the DHS, who says that more people are self-deporting than getting deported. Once they put that 1, 2, 3, we'll give you 3 whole G's if you get up out of our country. Yeah, it might be better for you. So yeah, they gave him $3,000, which used to be what, 1,000? Then they bumped it up to 3,000. So now there's more people that are self-deporting that are being deported. Thank you so much. Let's keep on moving forward because last but not least, you know, we got to keep on staying in the trenches and seeing what's going on with all of that dough in Minnesota, right? Because we got a situation over there where the Somali-run daycares suffered a break-in. Wow. What did they take? They took documents. Wow. What a coincidence. Once everybody starts to ask questions, wants to see files, wants to see all this information, all of a sudden there's a break-in. They didn't take any valuables. All they took was valuable. I mean, all they took was files. Sounds a little fishy to me. We got to get into it, you guys. It's time to get it on. It's your boy Bugatti NYC, our bottom line. Let's start it off with some early morning, late night follow-ups from President Trump from Mar-a-Lago, where he spoke about monetary, of course, as he always does, where the country's moving forward at, and what Trump always does. I can't even name the rest. Let's get it going, you guys. Good morning. It's our bottom line. Let's go.
So I think we're going to do well. You saw 4.3. They were predicting 1.9. 4.3. We've taken in hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs. We gave the military, the entire military, $1,776. $1,776. That's not bad. They were extremely happy. But we're doing great as a country. We're back. We're strong. I didn't think it could happen this fast. It's happening a lot faster than anybody would have thought possible. We have a lot of leaders here, great leaders like Tom Emmer. I watched him on television. He was talking about Somalia today. Where's Tom? He was talking about the Somalian population, and not very nicely. He was not nice. But that's okay. It isn't mine. Where is Tom? Right here. He's great. What a great leader he is. We need you in Minnesota. We need you in Minnesota. He's actually in Washington. Big, powerful congressman. But you did a great job today, Tom. Thank you very much. We all appreciate it because we want to take back our country. Can you imagine? They stole $18 billion. That's just what we're learning about. That's peanuts. In California is worse. Illinois is worse. And sadly, New York is worse. A lot of other places. So we're going to get to the bottom of all of it. It was a giant scam. Other than that, we're going to have a great new year. Actually, I view that as a reason for a good new year because we're going to get to the bottom, but we're going to get that money back. It's all coming back.
How you going to get that money back? Yeah, I want to see how they going to go get that money back. Boy, y'all going over to Somalia? Let me see if they going to roll up in Somalia like this with Pete Hegseth. Like, hey, we need that money back. How much y'all pay for this house? How much was that hut? That's crazy right there. We're going to see, because right now we're going to get over to Washington where Trump demands answers, like he just said, for the Minnesota scandal. And guess what? Tim Walz is going to be called to testify. That's right, your governor, Tampon Tim. Let's get into it, you guys. Let's go.
Was not in Washington, nor here in New York. He was down in Mar-a-Lago vowing to get to the bottom of the Minnesota fraud scheme while celebrating the New Year last night.
And it comes as the state's governor, Tim Walz, is called to testify in front of the House Oversight Committee.
Always here with breaking news. Rebecca Castro joins us
Tim.
now from Washington, D.C., and she's got the latest,
Tim.
Rebecca.
Joey, good morning. Governor Walz has acknowledged fraud is a major issue in Minnesota and says he's accountable for fixing it, but it's not clear yet if he will agree to testify before Congress next month. Multiple federal agencies are currently investigating the fraud allegations involving child daycare centers in Minnesota, which prosecutors say may have cost taxpayers billions. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services has frozen all federal child care payments to the state, but President Trump says Minnesota is just the beginning.
Can you imagine? They stole $18 billion. That's just what we're learning about. That's peanuts. In California is worse. Illinois is worse. And sadly, New York is worse. A lot of other places. So we're going to get to the bottom of all of it. It was a giant scam. Other than that, we're going to have a great new year.
Other than that.
The House Oversight Committee will start holding hearings on this next week. And Chairman James Comer wants Governor Walz and his Attorney General to testify in February, saying they've either been asleep at the wheel or complicit in a massive fraud involving taxpayer dollars in Minnesota's social services programs. In response, the governor's office said, "We're always happy to work with Congress, though this committee has a track record of holding circus hearings that have nothing to do with the issue at hand." While the governor has been working to ensure fraudsters go to prison, the president has been selling pardons to let them out. Now, the DOJ has been investigating the...
Okay. I think there's a lot of people that agree with him, and then there's other people that want his resignation. How do you guys think about that? Do you think that Tim Walz should resign? That's a thumbs up. If you think that he should stay in power, nope, don't resign. Don't even worry about the problems that's going on. Nope, thumbs down. You think Tim Walz should resign? Thumbs up. Thumbs down if you don't think that he should resign. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because now we got the ICE director, Todd Lyons, who says they want to root out all of the people who are committing all of this fraud. Let's keep on going, you guys. Yes, it's a heavy topic. Everybody's talking about it, so let's get it.
Let's go ahead and bring in ICE Director Todd Lyons, who joins me here on set this afternoon. It's great to see you, Todd. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you for taking time with us and gifting us with your presence in person.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Let's start where Garrett left off there. I'm going to read you this statement from Governor Walz's office that's in response to the news that they're going to, the Hill's going to summon him, right, to account for this fraud. His office says, we're always happy to work with Congress, though this committee has a track record of holding circus hearings that have nothing to do with the issue at hand. While the governor has been working to ensure fraudsters go to prison, the president has been selling pardons to let them out.
Three
what do you
times.
say to that, sir?
You know, one thing we're really focused on is the fact that, unfortunately, with Minnesota's sanctuary laws and jurisdictions, it attracts these type of fraudsters. It attracts people that do take money away from the hardworking Americans and the people of Minnesota. So we look forward to any hearings, but we also look forward to working with the governor and his team. We want to help root out these people that are committing fraud. And you look at the billions of dollars that potentially could have been stolen, that could have gone to foreign terrorist organizations. That's what we're really focused on. So we're hoping to get to the bottom of that. But to the Secretary's point, we are going to make a lot of arrests, and you're going to see a change coming up now.
What do you say?
They're going to make a lot of arrests, and you're going to see a big change going on. So now we got to get on over to HUD, Housing Urban Development. They reportedly uncovered $5.8 billion in erroneous federal assistance under the Biden administration. That's right, you guys, $5.8 billion in erroneous federal assistance. That means that people were probably getting sent money that weren't even alive anymore. Let's keep on moving forward. I owe you guys some videos. Let's stack this deck. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen if you appreciate the content, and let's try to stay on topic. We're talking about the money right here, you guys. Always like to talk about and follow the money.
Under the Biden administration, this included about $77 million in payments to around 30,000 dead tenants. About $150 million was paid out to people with non-existent social security numbers, and around $288 million was paid to support excessively high rent. But according to HUD, the vast majority of these incorrect payments, $5.2 billion of them, were made to people with inactive SAM.gov accounts, the government website where people can register for assistance. The payments being scrutinized fall under two programs, tenant-based rental assistance and project-based rental assistance. Project-based rental assistance subsidizes housing units so low-income individuals can afford them, with the government paying the property owner. Then tenant-based rental assistance goes directly to the person in need. In total, HUD sent out about $50.4 billion in rental assistance payments in 2024 to more than 204,000 individuals. The potential error flagged by HUD would make up for around 11.5% of these payments. Secretary Turner said in a statement, HUD will continue investigating the shocking results and will take appropriate action to hold bad actors accountable. We reached out to former HUD Secretary Marcia Fudge and her former Deputy Secretary Adrian Todman for reaction to the report, but have not heard back. Meanwhile, the U.S. continues to struggle with a shortage of affordable housing. According to the National Low-Income Housing Coalition, no state has an adequate supply of affordable rental housing for the lowest income renters. And nationwide, there's a shortage of 7.1 million rental homes available to renters with extremely low incomes that are at or below the federal poverty line. In its 2026 priorities, HUD outlined that it wants to meet these affordable housing needs in part by cutting down on fraud, waste, and abuse. Taylor, back to you.
Max.
They said no state has an affordable supply of affordable rentable apartments. No state. That's crazy. What a crazy, powerful statement right there. So what are they going to do? They're trying to say we overcrowding you guys. Be careful. You might be getting another coming soon. Trying to depopulate. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. I don't want to say too much because now we're going to get to something that's in one of our headers here about from Washington, where they're saying that more people are self-deporting than getting locked up and not being able to come back. That's right, you guys. Doom, 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 doom. They rather get out that way, the regular way, than hear that song. Doom, 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 doom. Get them. They don't want to deal with it that way. They'd rather be self-deporting right now. And especially if you're getting $3,000, why not? Let's see. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys.
regarding the ICE.
Man, I wanted to get into this right here too. Yeah, let's do it.
Crackdown. The Department of Homeland Security telling Fox 17 News nationwide 3 times more people are self-deporting than are actually being deported. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar in studio to tell us what she's discovered here locally.
Multiple undocumented immigrants tell me there's a rise of people who are self-deporting in Davidson County out of fear. But others would rather take their chances and stay here.
Wow.
Since President Donald Trump took office, the Department of Homeland Security's
Others would rather take their chances and stay here. You heard that, right? I thought about that. I said, you know, there is going to be a lot of people that say, you know what, still $3,000 is not enough. Maybe I can just fly under the radar until Trump's get out of office or something, or just ignore it because there's a whole bunch more people that are here that are not self-deporting. This number's okay and staggering, but it has no reflection to the actual number of people that came here illegally.
says 1.9 million people are self-deporting. This while the government actively deported more than 622,000 people. I spoke to a Mexican immigrant who didn't want to show his face. He lives in Nashville. Have you heard that people are self-deporting?
Yes, I've heard about it. Various cases.
He tells me fear is driving those self-deportations.
People are afraid to walk on the street, and many don't have work anymore.
Normally it's $1,000, but DHS offered $3,000 as an incentive for immigrants living in the United States illegally to self-deport
Nowhere
through this
near, right?
CBP or Custom and Border Protection home app. All you have to do is sign up, click it, you answer a few questions, it takes down your information, and then that gets sent to DHS. The exit bonus is on top of free flights paid for by DHS. Rick Williams is a conservative political strategist.
And I would self-deport if I was here illegally, because at least I know where I'm going to go to.
DHS.
Well, yeah, like these guys, these men right here, and these people right here. I don't know if they self-deported, because to be honest with you, I actually think that they didn't self-deport. These guys look like they probably was deported back to Guatemala, and they didn't get the $3,000 and another chance to come back to the country. These are the final deportations from 2025, from the deportations from the United States of America to Guatemala. So as you can see, they're bringing them in, they're taking them through all of the checkpoints, they have to do all of the stuff when it comes down to medical checks, making sure they get their information. They're going to give them their clothes and they're going to keep them moving. They're going back to Guatemala, wherever their families will be waiting for them on the other side of here to get back into their country to do whatever. Maybe these aren't people that were arrested, because I don't see any handcuffs or anything like that. And as you're going to see, the families are going to be outside waiting to pick them up. So these probably are people that self-deported. So this is back in Guatemala after they got their flight back home. Yeah, and like I said, it went on to where they got dropped off and their families came and got them. So maybe they did receive the $3,000 and went back, so they have the opportunity to return. And it was kind of emotional when a few of them went back to their families. They were crying and everything, embracing heavily and everything. And yeah, do your boy a favor, just double tap that screen to get those likes up. Just try to get more people over here to enjoy the content. I got some more Zorhan Mamdani information that's going on right now where, believe it or not, once he became the mayor, he actually went to Brooklyn and he went to the hood to check on people's apartments? Could we be wrong about Zorhan? I don't know, you guys tell me. Let's see what's going on right here with the new mayor as of yesterday, what he's got up his sleeve.
Of Zoran Mamdani. Today, sworn in as New York City's 112th mayor and already taking executive action. Sonia Rincon with more on the history-making day at City Hall.
But we're going to begin with Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Carlo and how the mayor says he's already delivering on some of his campaign promises.
This was not as much a celebration as it was.
None of them talking about we are the union. They're from Ohio. They're from out of town. They don't know a damn thing about what's really going down. They're represented by a clown, and it's about to go down.
Was validation for tenants who have felt forgotten until now.
This is like really rare for somebody mayor
Nah, but I can't front. This was kind of cool right here, what he did.
to come to the tenants to hear what we have to say, to hear what we're going through.
And this?
Yes, it was like more.
Mayor Mamdani left the spotlight at City Hall and made a beeline to visit someone's dilapidated bathroom in Brooklyn.
For too long, bad landlords have been allowed to mistreat their tenants with impunity. That ends today.
Uh-oh.
The new mayor marked a new era.
What y'all think?
Rights,
What y'all think?
signing 3 executive orders. One of them to revive the mayor's office to protect tenants, announcing the city will go toe-to-toe in court with the owner of 85 Clarkson Avenue, a landlord giant.
Stepping in to represent the interests of the city and the interests of the tenants and say, once and for all, who this government will be fighting for.
Tenants who live in the landlord's 93 buildings across the city that the mayor says have racked up thousands of violations,
Damn, that tub
including
look
where
nasty.
Mildred lives with her
Woo,
granddaughter.
that look
This is
nasty.
Brooklyn. That almost blew up last week, right? Yeah, no, I had a radiator leak. And it took them 3 days. I had to take her out the room.
She feels Mayor Mamdani is in her corner, directing his corporation counsel to take action in the landlord's bankruptcy case as the Realty Group tries to auction off its properties to another unfavorable landlord.
I don't know, you guys. Well, I can't stop. I can't say I'm not in favor for that right there. You know, he definitely did go to those people's houses and checked out that bathroom and that tub. Who was in there? King Kong? Lord knows. I don't know who took a bath in that tub, but that ring around that tub looked like they need to spray paint it or something because that joint was black. Woo! Somebody was funky up in that joint or whatever. Or they didn't have no maintenance. Matter of fact, new tub time, new tub and towel. Let's fix the whole bathroom, y'all. Let's go on over to state, because now we got details of state laws that are about to take effect in 2026. Some of these laws, you guys are not even going to believe what these laws are. So I hope you guys are getting ready for change. And that's the only thing I'm going to tell you that I've learned throughout my life that I'm happy that I can share with people. There's going to be so much change throughout the course of your life. That should be the only thing that you really try to prepare yourself from. There's going to be changes in jobs, possibly, changes in family and friends and surroundings. So your life sometimes changes so much towards where your goals go towards. Sometimes you leave people behind. So yeah, get used to change and you'll be able to handle things better is why I'm telling you guys that. Let's keep on moving forward. Let's get into this changes that are about to come from state to state now that we've been looking into in this report.
It's a new year.
Yeah.
And on the first day of the new year, new laws across the country take effect. And we're highlighting some of them this morning. Let's go to Virginia, where a new law will have children under 16 limited to 1 hour a day on social media. In my home state of Tennessee, social media platforms will be required to obtain parental consent before allowing children under 18 to create an account. Joey, in Georgia, where you hail from, limited or prohibited usage of cell phones for students, even out west.
I presume that means in the classroom. I haven't read that law.
Yeah, I think so. That's what it appeared to be geared toward. Out in California, they passed a law that I'm not sure is going to be popular. Plastic bags banned from grocery stores.
Just like New Jersey.
They also have another law where face coverings banned for law enforcement officers on duty. I can tell you, I'm going to guess here, I doubt ICE will play
Comply
by
with
that rule.
that,
That's
yeah.
what that's geared toward. And finally, out in Utah, some DUI offenders to get new IDs with a red stripe and the words "no alcohol sale."
Oh, so you're gonna get a new ID in Utah. It's gonna have a red stripe and says no alcohol sale. Then we got in Idaho, West Virginia, Utah, Nebraska, and Indiana, where it prohibits the sale of soda, candy, and other junk food to people that's on SNAP.
Wow.
Wow, that's a big one.
And finally, when there, if you lump in Indiana,
morning,
Iowa,
y'all.
Nebraska, Utah,
What's
and
up,
West
Swords,
Virginia,
Audrey,
they're
Dustin,
prohibiting
and Sky?
purchase of
What's up,
soda,
Pink?
candy, and other junk food to be paid for with SNAP.
Oh, that's part of the Make America Healthy Again agenda. Why
Yeah.
are taxpayer dollars going for junk food and creating that cycle of, unhealthiness, and then we have to pay for the health care, and then the unhealthy food, and then the health care again. They're trying to stop that cycle.
A lot of new laws. We'll continue to talk about.
They're gonna start going through the supermarket and start putting all of that food inside their shopping cart. They're gonna be like, go ahead and grab that right there, the Rice Krispies cakes. And go ahead and pick that and put that on top of that. And go ahead and get that in there. And the next thing you know, they're gonna be like, bam, bam, bam. Are you paying with this for cash with this? No. I'm sorry, but you're not gonna be able to buy this no longer on Snap. It's a wrap for Snap. If you're trying to buy crap, it's a wrap for Snap. Let's keep on moving, you guys. Let's go on over to, and if I can make it there, I'll make it. Anywhere, it's up to you. New York, New York. That's right, you guys. Let's get on throughout. We got over 1,004 manhole fires. Up, we cover everything. I hope you guys ain't walking over no manholes right now if you're in New York, because the water goes down, it gets on the wires, and poof, you get a fire. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Be careful where you're driving at, too.
It is manhole fire season across the city after that snow rolled in. News 12's Rob Flax explains just how many we've seen and how storm prep actually plays a part in it.
Take a look at this manhole fire raging in Flatbush.
Crazy.
FDNY officials responding to get those flames under control. They say since Friday, it's one of 98 manhole fires in Brooklyn that they've been called to, with another 18 in the Bronx. The cause?
I'm surprised you don't see Tyrone Biggums over there with some sticks talking about chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Those slick and salty roads. Con Ed says while it helps to break down the snow, those briny waters also drip into manholes and damage the coating around wires, exposing them until the moment when water goes down and flames shoot back up. And across both boroughs, we've seen the utilities making repairs to those manholes like this one behind me here. That's a Con Ed truck. We've also seen National Grid out across both boroughs. Take a look at what this was looking like earlier. Residents say those crews are coming not a second too soon after they say this was a smoke and even power outage filled weekend.
Crazy.
Black smoke coming out over there. The black smoke, yes. The whole day.
Yeah, you got to be careful over there. But like I said, Tyrone will be out there making lemons out of lemonade. They be like, crack rocks roasting on an open fire. He be out there chilling, right? Let's get on over to Los Angeles, show where everything. Now, this stuff don't beat me. Sometimes I just take the exact title from what they put up there. So stop thinking this stuff be me. This is their title. It says everything Democrats touch seem to turn to fraud. I didn't say that, all right? Now, they're saying the Trump White House is officially saying that Gavin Newsom's new trains, that system that he's putting up, they're saying that they're spending too much money on it. But guess what? Gavin is saying, don't worry about the money. Just don't worry about it.
California giving up the fight to restore billions in federal funding for a high-speed rail project that went way off track. Let's bring in former Trump campaign Deputy Communications Director Caroline Sunshine. Great to have you on. I mean, the whole thing here is Darrell Issa is saying, responding to the Californian, and Newsom saying, okay, we're not going to sue the federal government anymore for this $5 billion for the bullet train. But Newsom came out and said, no, the bullet train is right on schedule. Are you kidding me? We are laying track. We're doing...
They haven't laid a foot of track, not a foot. And here's my favorite one. This is on the homelessness. $24 billion that got away, right? It was challenged, $24 billion. The money disappeared. And so Newsom is challenged. He posts on S, there is no lost $24 billion. No. For homelessness, all the money is accounted for. Anyone can see how counties are using their funds. It goes on to say what the report found was that not all the state programs required locals to report at the time how those dollars improved outcomes, but the Newsom administration fixed that. So the locals could take the money, they just didn't have to say what they did with it or what outcomes they had. But it's all accounted for.
Jesus Christ.
Spinning like a ballerina,
Right?
not very well. Trace, if I had a dime for every time Gavin Newsom loved the sight of his reflection in the mirror, I probably could have funded the train to nowhere in record time. It is ridiculous. It is everything Democrats touch, Gavin Newsom included, seems to turn to failure and fraud.
Oh my God. She said the train to nowhere. That sounds like a good movie title. The Train to Nowhere. Okay, let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We're going to stay in California right now because the artist, David, he will be locked up and I don't think he's getting out. And ooh, yes, perfect example of somebody sitting in the back of the car, looking around at the pizza shop, Chinese restaurant, and coming from being a millionaire to seeing people outside that's like, damn, I wish I was her. Damn, I wish I was him. Yeah, I guarantee you. Because when they get in those times of distress, oh boy, when they say, watch your head, and then they put their hand on top of your head so it don't hit the car, and then you in there moving around back and forth like this, that's when you really start thinking like, oh, really? You mean to tell me? Oh, what the? Yeah, man. So guess what, David? Surprise, surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, surprise, surprise. They about to come for you, David. They stacking up the info on you, brother. They gonna get you straight up and down. Where we at right here? Yeah, here we go.
Case against singer David is heating up with an indictment expected in the coming weeks in connection with the death of a 14-year-old girl. The decomposing body of Celeste Rivas Hernandez was found in the trunk of David's abandoned Tesla in September.
He is considered a suspect in her death, but has not been charged. That could soon change. Sandra Mitchell live in the KTLA News Center with the latest in the case. Sandra.
Micah, a private investigator revealing what could be explosive evidence in the case tonight. A chainsaw was found in David's rented Hollywood Hills mansion. And all this now as prosecutors push that grand jury for an indictment. Preparing for a possible murder indictment.
Well, it's obviously a very stressful time for the attorney and client.
TMZ reporting tonight that an LA grand jury will be asked to return an indictment which could send singer David to jail for the murder of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. KTLA tonight talked to two top defense attorneys not involved in this case.
First things you want to talk about is bail resources. Do you have family members or friends who are willing to put up bail and collateral so that you can remain out of custody while the case is pending? And we're not just talking about a small amount. We're talking about several millions of dollars in collateral.
Prosecutors right now are presenting evidence, which includes items found in David's rented Hollywood Hills home. Private investigator Steve Fisher told News Nation tonight there was a burn cage incinerator and
we found a chainsaw, brand new. It was with the incinerator. And there's no purpose for a chainsaw to be at this rental house.
famed defense attorney Mark Garagos
This is not going to end quickly or easily.
says even if David is indicted for murder, he has a good chance of being granted bail in LA County.
The argument that will be made is it's a circumstantial case. He has not fled. There is no risk of flight.
The body of the 14-year-old Hernandez was found in the trunk of David's Tesla in September. It could be several weeks before prosecutors conclude their presentation to the grand jury, but if David is indicted, he could be forced to surrender immediately.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Yeah, David. I wouldn't want to be David right now. He got all that money, nice house. Nah, David, you go ahead and keep that over there, bro. No, thank you. I don't know what the hell you was thinking about. I don't know all that demonic stuff that you got going on with all the backwards letters and all of that. But guess what? It's about to get real for you. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because we got to go on over to Washington, because Trump signals that Russia is actually blocking the path to peace when it comes down to dealing with Zelensky and Putin, because and he's also rejecting Putin's drone attack claim, trying to say, oh, well, they sent drones over here, whatever. Also want to pray for the soul of the girl lost, even though we've done several times before in the past, because we never want to forget about the person that lost their lives in this tragic event, Celeste Rivas. Amen. Amen. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Yeah, let me see what we got going on over with this Russia crap. Let's go. Let's see what's up.
A U.S. official tells NewsHour.
I don't like, the Putin will agree with you one day and boom, same night, do something. Y'all know how Putin get down.
That the CIA has assessed Ukraine was not targeting Vladimir Putin in a recent drone attack, a claim that Putin made to President Trump and that Trump seemed to accept earlier this week. And this afternoon, a President Trump social media post suggested he agreed with what Europeans argue tonight, that it's Russia that is blocking a peace deal with Ukraine.
They've been
Nick
blocking.
Schifrin begins with Russia's latest strikes on Ukraine at a tense diplomatic moment.
On New Year's Eve.
Russia's New Year's Eve welcome in Ukraine's third largest city, on Moscow's battlefield of choice, civilian infrastructure, where the victims were the vulnerable, the elderly, four-legged family members, and a 7-month-old infant. By day, their homes blackened, the now homeless spent New Year's night displaced. A Christmas tree, the only thing left standing in a ruined apartment.
Oh man, why don't you stop already? Did you guys? Oh, I don't even want to detail that. It's just terrible tragedy. I'm sorry that I had to report something like that, because just the cat alone. God, please, we need to help those people over in Ukraine as well as Russia. All of this needs to stop. And we pray that this war comes to an end immediately. Amen, Lord. That was tragic. I could not keep that video playing. I'm sorry. Let's keep on moving forward to Nashville, because we got this nonprofit that reports include and release for the Jeffrey Epstein files. Yep, it's time to get into it. We got some information over here that's coming in new. Only thing we're going to start covering now is if we get anything new or anything breaking from the new releases of the files. That's what we're going to be doing from now on.
Hope for Justice tells me they assisted a survivor with a report related to Jeffrey Epstein. The 2 pages dated August 1st, 2019 are heavily redacted, but this is what we do know.
According to the documents, the victim told an investigator from Hope for Justice she'd been sex trafficked twice, once when she was 5 and again at 17. The group's U.S. program director, Sarah Butler, says all of their investigators are former law enforcement.
We were able to assist the survivor with her disclosure, with validating and kind of bolstering some of the pieces of evidence that, she had provided us with, and then turning that over to the FBI field office in New York, which is where it was taken.
At 5 years old, the victim recalls being forced to live under a house in a crawl space. She said she was taken to Florida, where she reported seeing several other young children. At 17, she was sold again, this time in the U.S. Virgin Islands. She told investigators she and other young girls were taken to a room that looked like a horse stall. There, she says, they were forced to watch and have sex.
So we have to be really responsible to steward survivors the best way that we can without sacrificing their safety, their autonomy, or their kind of trust in us.
The files release say she couldn't break free until she was 30, and she told Hope for Justice she came forward so she could help other victims. Butler says their mission is to end all human trafficking, and that starts with believing victims, including this survivor, connected to the Epstein files.
They need to be heard and they need to be believed. So I think that's the really critical feature here, is that the public needs to put aside their preconceived notions and believe what these survivors are saying. And I hope that that is what our community will pick up from the release of these files.
What?
in Nashville. I'm Patsy Montesinos, News Channel 5.
No. I'm sorry, y'all, because this is like, it was just like I didn't watch it before. I said, let me see what it is. I'm not going to go into it too crazy. We're going to talk about it, and that's going to be it. But what the hell was that? What was that? Poor lady and the kids that was with her, ending all is impossible. They don't want the truth to come out. People look better in warmer colors. Okay. Wait, let me see. What he said? Nope, because they're guilty probably. Why rich guys can't just keep they in their pants, right? This is the goddamn shame, says Dustin. You right. She's incredibly lucky to be alive, says Tiffany. You're right too. Liberty and justice. Yes, we need to end this human crap. Trills Naffican in America first, and then expose it everywhere. 300,000 kids missing under Biden. Let's get those likes up, you guys. And that's why we show shows. We do get into shows and stories like this because we really want more people to know about it. Did you hear about her saying she was living in a crawl space? Let's keep on moving forward because who is the mystery woman caught emailing Jeffrey Epstein more than 100 times? He had a lot of support. You guys, I know if we don't talk about it, who is going to talk about it? Who's going to talk about it, y'all? I'm serious. Who's going to talk about it? We got to say something about it. We can't just leave it alone and not say nothing about it. We have to follow up. So we got this other story, shocking. The DOJ didn't know there were 5.2 million more documents. I think they knew. And if you guys understand what I'm about to say, I think I'm starting to believe more about the Pizzagate now. I think I'm believing more about the pizza, the Pizzagate now. Because I was like, whatever, I don't know, but when you start hearing people say stuff like crawl spaces and sold, you have to believe it. Let's keep on moving forward.
Justice Department lawyers are now working around the clock to comb through more Epstein files for public release. That's according to the department's Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, who tweeted yesterday that the department is recruiting more lawyers to assist with this work. That news came hours after both the New York Times and Reuters reported that the DOJ has as many as 5.2 million pages of files left to go through. This will extend the complete release of the files well beyond the legally mandated December 19th deadline, which has come and gone. So far, many of the disclosures have been heavily redacted, as we've been reporting. Joining us now is former Assistant Manhattan District Attorney Catherine Christian. She's also an MS Now legal analyst. Catherine, how do you see Blanche's comments that the DOJ is trying to enlist more manpower here?
Well, it's 5.2 million documents. You better believe it has to be an all hands on deck endeavor, because apparently this didn't start until December 19th, which was the deadline for them to release everything. And it's not shocking that there are 5 million plus documents. This was a decade of criminal activity. That's a lot of emails, a lot of financial records. There will be a lot of people who would have been interviewed. So that's a lot of witness interview documents. So the number is not shocking. You're going to have video surveillance and photos. What is shocking and surprising is that DOJ didn't know. The U.S. Attorney in the Southern District of New York knew, and the Southern District of Florida knew. Why? Because they were the ones that did the investigation of Epstein. The Southern District of New York was the one that tried and convicted Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yep.
Her attorneys knew how many documents. So that's the only surprise, is that the Attorney General and her top managers were not aware of the breadth of the documents.
Certainly a surprise to many people. Blanche tweeted that the process was time consuming because the DOJ has to, quote, review documents in compliance with federal law. Does that hold up as legitimate, as a legitimate reason that this process has been so much slower and some would argue messier than had been mandated?
Well, the only real legitimate reason is you want to protect the identity of the survivors. And so that's a careful review. You're not just taking out their names. It's taking out any personal identifying information that could anyone who knew them personally would say, oh, I know who that is. So that will take a lot of time because you don't want to just release everything and then have survivors say, wait a minute, why is my name there? Why are my medical records have been released? So that's legitimate. What's not legitimate is their lack of knowledge of how many documents there were.
The Justice Department's rollout has been slammed by members of both parties.
I think the thing about it is, it seems like to me that they did that as like a last minute ditch just to extend the time and when they really had to release the documents to give themselves another longer window, you guys. I'm just going to be honest about it. And if that's the case, cool, you did that. Now let's break down those 5 million documents and really peel the onion back the way we do it over here. Ooh, if I had a chance to look at those documents, y'all be like, yo, Bugatti gonna be in there looking at everything. Coffee all night. I'm sorry, you guys, we can't do the show tomorrow. I'm breaking down these Epstein files. Have pencils over here, all types of stuff going on and shit. Won't change my clothes for 2-3 days. You mean they gave me this? Oh man, I'll go through it for real. But guess what, you guys? I still have the same question that I had earlier because again, he had a lot of support, a lot of people that was around him, and I want to know, like, who's these mystery people that were actually around him helping him out? Let's open up that screen or squeeze it in, do whatever we got to do because sometimes we got to get the content how we get it.
One of the most powerful people in the Epstein files is somebody you may not have heard of. Her name is Kathy Rumler, and she is one of the people who communicated with Jeffrey Epstein the most, according to emails released last month from Epstein's estate by House investigators. She's a former White House counsel to Barack Obama, and now top lawyer at one of the world's most powerful banks, Goldman Sachs. Records show that before she joined the bank, they exchanged more than 100 emails, and Epstein's schedule lists them having more than 50 planned meetings between 2014 and 2019, long after he was a registered sex offender. Across the many messages, Rumler emerges as a confidant and friend to Epstein, and he turned to her for help for managing his public reputation after he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from a minor. In one 2019 message, for example, Epstein wrote that Rumler helped him craft a statement in response to a forthcoming Washington Post editorial that was calling on Congress to investigate him. He referred to it as the Rumler proposal. The statement defended Epstein and denied that he ever received a sweetheart deal. This is what Kathy suggests we tell Washington Post, Epstein said. While Rumler told CNN that she did not represent Epstein and was not compensated by him, she did not directly answer whether she ever crafted PR statements for him or advised him on media strategy. Rumler said she had no knowledge of any new or ongoing unlawful activity by Epstein. In an email to Epstein in June 2018, Rumler dismissed a Daily Beast story about allegations against him, describing it as a, quote, novella of rehashed crap. Now, Rumler told CNN she was referring to the article, not the allegations against Epstein, and said, I have deep sympathy for anyone victimized by Epstein, and as I have said many times, I regret ever knowing him. But at the time, Rumler's correspondence with Epstein often appeared to go beyond professional matters. They gossiped about current events, arranged celebrity lunches and dinners. Epstein even appears to have coordinated some of her personal beauty appointments.
Whoa.
In her statement to CNN, Rumler referred to Epstein as a business referral source and said she knew him in a, quote, professional capacity when she worked in private practice. Rumler told CNN, I did not travel with him, go out to dinner with him, or spend time with him one-on-one, except in a professional setting. As has been well established, Epstein's calendars and schedules often do not reflect reality. What's so interesting about Rumler is that unlike other Epstein associates like Larry Summers or Prince Andrew, who have paid a steep price for their association with Epstein, Rumler has managed to fly under the radar. She remains at Goldman Sachs, which so far has chosen to stand by her. One of the...
Okay, y'all heard that story. See how he was getting supported by certain people. And guess what, you guys? Just because you wasn't getting money directly through a fund or a trust or something like that does not mean that you weren't alternating business to that person or making sure that they were getting money in another way. So we're not going for the bull crap. We know that people can still get paid other ways. Let's keep on moving forward because now we got some notable names that's been revealed in this Jeffrey Epstein list over here. But I think we have another smaller clip that I want you guys to see as well. Let's get into this. So just running down a few names of people that you probably heard about, maybe some that you didn't hear about. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen. Let's get those likes up, get more people over here for our show. #1 show on YouTube. Y'all already know what it is. #1 co-host. Gives yourself a round of applause. Let's go, you guys. Let's go. We got this woman who kept Jeffrey Epstein's operations running They're called the Core 4. Let's get into it, you guys. Y'all thought I wasn't ready today? I'm starting off this year. I'm not playing around this year.
Okay, I'm getting a lot of questions like this, and I have done quite.
First and foremost, this content must be appreciated and recognized because this is someone that is just like me or better. Let's try to help her channel go up. She don't know me or nothing, but I don't like the fact that she only got 27.4 thousand subscribers. Her name is Becca K. And Becca get busy. Big shout out to Becca right here. We about to use your content because this is the type of content that I like. Because one time over here, you'll see the picture with the black box on it. And somebody like Becca that'll do the homework, she'll find the picture without the black box. That's why we got to give Becca some props. Thank you, Gotti. We all appreciate you, says Dustin741. Let's keep on moving, Dustin. Let's give Becca her props and open up this screen and see what she got for us. You got to pay attention to the squares that used to be there. We're going to call it the squares that used to be there.
Quite a few videos about the Core 4, but just so you don't have to dig for it, I'm going to give you a Cliff Notes speedrun version of who the Core 4 are within Jeffrey's network. So the Core 4 is made up of 4 women: Leslie Groff, Sarah Kellen, Nadia Marcinkova, and Adriana Ross. They were all either hired to work for Jeffrey or they were lured into Jeffrey's ring as victims and then later would become perpetrators themselves. And all of these women worked for Jeffrey anywhere from 8 to 20 years. So let's start with Adriana Ross. Adriana Ross was one of the girls who was lured into Jeffrey's ring as a victim and then later became a perpetrator. But before she was lured into Jeffrey's ring, she was a model modeling for the company ID Models, which was owned by Paolo Zampoli, who is the modeling agent who discovered Melania and brought her to the United States for Donald Trump. He is currently working in our administration and is a board member at the Kennedy Center. I dove extensively into Paolo Zampoli. You can check my playlist to learn more about him. So she modeled for Paulo through her teenage years, and by 19 she began working for Jeffrey. When I say working for Jeffrey, these girls were Ghislaine's proteges. Okay, they were doing the job that Ghislaine was doing. Finding the girls, recruiting the girls, paying the girls, scheduling the girls, engaging with the girls, threatening the girls into silence, etc., etc. Then we have Sarah Kellen. She was more than a protege of Ghislaine. She was like a carbon copy of Ghislaine.
Wait a minute. We got to go back. Because if you guys are paying attention, the last time we saw these pictures, they had squares around the faces. This is what I'm talking about. There was definitely every time we look at this picture right here, there is always a square around the face on this one. Always. Get him, Becca. Get him. That's right. So that's who that was massaging his back. Okay, Sarah, let's go. What else you got for us, Becca?
It's like a carbon copy of Ghislaine. Sarah Kellen.
Oh, there go another one right there. That'd be redacted too. Oh, that's you again on the scene with Jeff.
Met Jeffrey through Ghislaine as Ghislaine hired Sarah Kellen to help her lure in.
Another one with her on the ski, on the jet ski. You guys know for a fact that this one is the one that they always got the square on the face of the girl in the back. Go on, get him, girl. Do your thing. That's why go ahead. Get him. Get him.
Girls into Jeffrey's ring when she was 22 years old and had just been outcast from the Jehovah's Witnesses.
All of those are redactions.
Sarah Kellen would go on to marry NASCAR driver Brian Vickers back in 2006, and they divorced within the last year. In present day, Sarah Kellen uses the alias Sarah Kensington.
Another picture that's always redacted. If you guys don't remember this one, that picture right there with Jeffrey kissing somebody on the neck, you always see that face is always redacted right there too. I like this one.
If you read through some of what the victims have said about Sarah Kellen, it is very clear how truly evil and just like Ghislaine this woman was. Nadia Marcinkova's origin story is a little unclear, but we do know that she came into Jeffrey's ring around the age of 15 or 16 years old. The official story is that Nadia was sold to Jeffrey by her Slovakian parents at the age of 15, but Nadia's father has denied that. But either way, Nadia was a young teenager whenever she was lured into Jeffrey's ring, and after being a victim of Jeffrey and his friends, she would unfortunately go on to become a perpetrator and would begin recruiting for Jeffrey and luring other girls in and training them on what they're supposed to do with these older men. She, like many of the other members of the Core 4, would often engage in physical activities with these young girls
Same
for the
thing they
request
said
of Jeffrey
that
and his
Ghislaine
friends.
did.
Jeffrey helped Nadia get her piloting
That's- I
license,
remember
and
her.
Nadia would eventually become the person who was transporting and flying victims to and from Jeffrey's properties, sometimes internationally. Jeffrey also helped Nadia open her own aviation marketing business out of the East 66th Street apartment building that were owned by Mark, Jeffrey's brother, where Jeffrey often housed different models and victims. And I'm going to show you guys
Going
a clip
in right
from
now, y'all.
Nadia's old YouTube channel she used to advertise her company.
Welcome to Aviloop, your collective buying website for anything aviation. We offer deals on flight lessons, pilot accessories, fuel, FBO services, charter flights, and even small aircraft.
They look like they offer something else with that kind of promo. Yeah.
Our deals are usually 50 to 90% off. That means whether you want to learn to fly, charter an airplane, or to see more girls like me, Aviloop can help.
Told
Hi,
you.
welcome to Cole's Flight School on Aviloop.com. My name is Ashley and I'm your JIL attendant. Anyone who claims that humans were not meant to fly never experienced the thrill of their own successful landing. If you've been bitten by the flying bug and you want to add multi-engine to your pretty green license, this is your opportunity to do it at 50% off.
So Nadia started venturing off into her own thing. You know what they say about hurt people, right? They say hurt people hurt people. We got one more person that they got to talk about.
You don't see that very often. Today's deal includes all the necessary ground school and
something really, really dark. And lastly, we have Leslie Groff. Leslie Groff's name was dropped by one of the victims at the press conference a couple of months ago now. And Leslie Groff comes up all of the time in the files. She was Jeffrey's longest standing employee. Leslie Groff is the pregnant woman in the photos that Jeffrey had in his closet. The most recent release of files, that photo is fully redacted. I'm not sure why. Leslie Groff was a perpetrator, and throughout much of the time,
Yes, that was the photo that we just saw that was redacted too. Yep.
of files, that photo is fully redacted.
Look now. I bet you see that everywhere you look at that photo is redacted.
I'm not sure why. Leslie Groff was a perpetrator. And throughout much of the time that Leslie Groff was working for Jeffrey, she was a married mother. Leslie Groff has gone on the record talking about what an amazing boss Jeffrey is, how kind of him it was to give her a nice long maternity leave. The concept of actively raising your own children while simultaneously getting paid to lure other people's children into your boss's bed is insane! It's sickening. All four of these women were protected by the non-prosecution agreement, as it protected all named and unnamed co-conspirators. When they
Whoa, yeah. You got to give you your props. Like I said, this is Becca Day, the woman who kept Jeffrey Epstein's operation running. Yeah, Becca. That's right, you guys. That's how we do it over here. Pull the layers back as much as we can. Peel the layers of that onion back. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to get on over to Minneapolis. We got the Somalia-run daycare that suffers a break-in all of a sudden. You guys know how that go. Wait a minute. I was going to give you your money, but somebody robbed us. You know how that go. Teacher, I was going to do my homework, but my dog ate my homework. I don't know. We're not stupid, but yes. That's what they trying to pull over here. They trying to tell us that green ain't green and red's not red and the colors of the rainbow are all incorrect when it come down to these fools, and we're not stupid.
Community leaders are now pleading with the health department to undo its plans to cut off child care funding. Garrett Tenney has the latest live from Chicago. Garrett?
Yeah, Mike, and police in Minneapolis are also investigating a break-in at a daycare center. Now, this particular daycare center was not featured in Nick Shirley's viral video, but it is one of the dozens flagged to state investigators earlier this year for receiving more than $1 million in federal funding, despite having multiple and repeated violations on record. The owners of Nokomis Daycare say surveillance cameras captured two men breaking into their business, claiming they cut through an outside cinder block wall, crawled through an interior wall, and busted their way in before getting into an office and stealing business records, including personal information of who attends the daycare.
That ain't no bank. You ain't going in no jewelry store. Come on, son. How Ed Lover used to do. Come on, son. Come on, son. Ain't nobody dumb.
Here's the center's manager.
One video made by a specific individual made this all happen. Yesterday was our daycare. Tomorrow might be someone else's. We don't know. So this has to stop.
while the Minneapolis police are in.
So this is what you do. We're going to try to get the most innocent crook that we got. I'm calling him out. Somebody said, wait until you see his glasses because they already saw this story. We're going to get the most innocent crook that we can find. We're going to put some specs on him. No, get them shades out of here, Tawe. You don't want them shaded Prada glasses. We're going to get him some thick biscuit looking like he going to school glasses. Put that hat on the straight way. Do not cock that hat to the side. Hold that hat straight. All right, now get on out there. Dun, dun, dun. Look cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs when you talk too. Talk real straight. Say what you got to say, and shut the hell up. That's all he did. We not stupid. And who the hell gonna break inside of some place and steal some files? What the hell am I doing? You got that much information that's important that we got to break in here to get some files.
Investigating this reported break-in, some are suggesting it could be a cover-up of wrongdoing, including the HHS official who paused federal funding to Minnesota daycare this week. Alex Adams posted, crazy coincidence that attendance records are missing one day after the HHS secretary requested them from the state of Minnesota. Minnesota Democrats, meanwhile, are continuing to defend their handling of the alleged...
Oh, my God. I don't know. They got the Keystone cops. They got the Keystone criminals out here, y'all. I don't know what they planning on doing. The Keystone, they're going to be out here like this. Got the files. They're going to be out here Benny Hilling, yo, back and forth. This is nuts, y'all. Let's go. We got to keep on moving forward because this is a sad story right here. And yes, I try to keep the spirits up because we have to. But this one, I'm sorry, you guys. I try to bring you guys these stories because you have a heart and you're good people. And I know that you do, so that I want to share the good with you as well as the bad so that we can pray for people like this. We got a situation where there's a girl that lost her life opening her Christmas gifts. Let's keep on moving forward to this story right here. She's only a teenager.
On your side, a heartbreaking story out of East Alabama. A family in Piedmont hurting tonight after their teenage daughter died unexpectedly just hours or just after opening her Christmas presents.
Her family telling us this happened while she was FaceTiming with her father, who's in the hospital in need of a heart transplant. Your East Alabama reporter Reggie Kyle live tonight. We're talking with the family about their loss. Reggie, I can imagine what they are going through right now.
That's right, Josh. Brittany, I talked to Janice Durden, who describes her daughter Scarlett as being loving and goofy, but would always put a smile on your face whenever you met her.
I want moms to remember everywhere. You have no idea what could happen. And just hug your babies every day. Just hug them every day.
Christmas morning, after opening presents at home, Janice Durden says her 16-year-old daughter Scarlett walked to the pantry room when all of a sudden her heart stopped beating.
Shaylee, my youngest daughter, runs back in there and she's like, Mom, Scarlett's being weird. And I ran, found her on the floor. And I called 911.
With a family history of heart-related deaths and her father in the hospital waiting on a heart transplant, the decision was made to have Scarlett's heart examined after she died in hopes of helping another family.
It could be something not even related that caused it or something. But my brother said today, if it's not too late, I would like anyone that could to study her heart to see if it could make a difference later for someone.
The family says not seeing the woman she would grow to become is truly their loss.
It does break my heart that we won't see her, get married and join the military and do all these things.
We're not supposed to bury our babies. Mm-hmm. We're not. It's backwards. I just have to make sure that my daughters never forget their sister.
Oh, man, I hated to do that, you guys, but at the same time, I wanted to pray for her. I wanted to pray for the family. I wanted to pray for everybody involved in this tragic situation. And if it's necessary, if you guys have any flutters or any sorts of family situations where you have those things going on, you may want to take the time out, because even though you may have to go to work, you can't go to work if you can't go to work. Take care of your hearts, yourselves, and your health. Amen. Keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to bring some more clips up. I'm sorry to do that to you, but the best time to do it is when you're in good spirits, and I had to do it. We got to get on over to this fool right here. DNA evidence collected 25 years ago leads to the arrest of a man accused in a Lawrence sexual assault, and you're going to be angry about this one. We got a couple of motions that we're going to be going through on these few clips here.
A quarter of a century are finally getting answers. David Zimbrick is in the Jackson County Jail accused of attacking young children at a Lawrence, Kansas park. As KCTV5's Ali Espinosa reports, the breakthrough came from new DNA technology. This
meat grinder on slow.
Same technology that helped to capture California's Golden State Killer in 2018.
For 25 years, this Lawrence Park has held dark secrets. From 2000 to 2003, a man lured children as young as 7 years old into these woods. Police say he sexually assaulted them.
Children who are victims of sexual assaults like this, it's a lifetime sentence for them.
Monday, U.S. Marshals arrested 58-year-old David James Zimbrick at his home in Raytown, Missouri. He's charged with rape and aggravated criminal sodomy. Back in the early 2000s, detectives collected DNA from a cigarette butt, but couldn't identify a suspect. But through genetic genealogy, they did identify his biological mother, who was in New Mexico.
Wow.
A mom who gave him up for adoption after her own trauma.
Wow.
The mother informed the detectives she was raped when she was a teenager and became pregnant as a result.
Wow.
The child was given up for adoption.
Police say that child was Zimbrick. They say it's a breakthrough that shows even decades-old crimes can be solved with new DNA technology.
Decades-old crimes can be solved with DNA technology, but it also shows that the father is kind of like the same thing that the offspring was. You guys noticing that part?
But for advocates who work with survivors, they say an arrest is just one step in a much longer journey.
It's not like once charges are brought and this individual is held legally accountable, does the healing and the pain go away. That's sort of like a lifelong injury.
Vance believes for the families who've waited 25 years, this arrest brings some measure of justice. And for other survivors of unsolved crimes, it's a message that they are not forgotten.
It doesn't matter when something happened to you, we're still here to support.
Zimbrick is awaiting extradition here to Kansas for a hearing in Jackson County, but advocates say for these families who have been waiting all these years, it's a reminder that these crimes aren't always erased. In Lawrence, Ali Espinosa, KCTV 5 News.
I'm just glad they caught him. I'm happy for the technology. And just like somebody in the comments said that's paying a lot of attention, what a crazy event of circumstances. That's a lot of different circumstances right there. That was crazy, an event of circumstances. That was crazy right there. Crazy. Let's get on over to New York. The Bronx, rideshare driver. No longer alive, you guys. First person that lost his life in lost their life in New York, driving a rideshare. Sad situation here, man. You can't even drive an Uber.
Some breaking news to tell you about in the Bronx. A 55-year-old man is dead, shot in the head in the Bronx. Police have been on the scene in the Mount Hope section near Morris Avenue and the Cross Bronx Expressway since about 7 this morning. Detectives believe the victim's car was set on fire and that he was shot at least twice. An autopsy will determine the official cause of death, of course, but investigators are operating on the assumption that this will be the city's first homicide of the year. No arrest.
Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right. No arrest for what? Probably some money, some stupid stuff. Want to pray for the man that lost his life in this event right here, as well as the prior families who have been going through all of the suffering that they've been going through. Hopefully they can find some means of calmness and security, and knowing that they've been able to apprehend the person that did that terrible, tragic thing to them, as well as hopefully they find the person that did this to this rideshare driver. Amen, you guys. Try to get it all together in one spot so that we can get it all over with and leave it alone. Now let's get on over to Atlanta, where we got this teen that lied to get money. You ain't got to lie to kick it. Let's go, man. Check this out. He's saying he was gathering money for his basketball team. So when you roll up on him, matter of fact, I'm going to let them tell you what he did. I don't want you guys to get caught up on those situations like this, because we got good people that really want to try to help people out. And I don't want them to take, situations like this at heart and say, well, you know what, I'm not helping anybody. Just be more careful about who you do help. Let's get into it, you guys. Let's go.
A young man said he was collecting donations for his basketball team.
Police say he was scamming people out of thousands of dollars. Fox 5's Denise Dillon is live in Cobb County. And Denise, he was doing this apparently in plain sight.
Yeah, right in the middle of this intersection. When drivers would stop at the red light, police say the guy would approach them, ask for a small donation through Venmo or Zelle, then snatch their phones and take a whole lot more. I just don't want anybody else to fall prey to this. Brenda Lasky was at a red light when she saw a young man standing in the middle of the intersection of Johnson Ferry Road and Lower Roswell in East Cobb. It was Christmas Day, and he told her he was collecting money for his basketball team. I pulled out $5 and I handed it to him. He goes, no, can't take money. You need to Venmo my coach. So she picked up her phone to Venmo the money. That's when she says he grabbed her phone out of her hand. He was doing something on my phone with a QR code. So I grabbed his phone and I said, give me my phone back now. He finally gave her the phone back. When she got home, she checked her Venmo and saw $2,000 had been transferred out of her account. She detached her bank account from the Venmo and changed her password. And immediately drained less than $2,000 thinking it would be rejected. But the next morning, it showed that I had a overdrawn account. She also called 911. Police responded, found 17-year-old Antrez Jenkins at the intersection and arrested him on charges of robbery and theft by deception. Stupid. Investigators say he pulled the exact same scheme at the same intersection the day before. And
somebody in the comments says, see how being greedy gets you? That was stupid. Yeah, somebody was right in the comments. Look at what being greedy gets you.
Stole $2,000 from another woman. And there could be other victims who have not yet come forward.
If anyone feels that they have been in any way victimized or scammed by a panhandler or someone soliciting for money from them, by all means, call us and report it to us.
Lasky wants others to be aware of what happened so it doesn't happen to them. You feel like you can't do anything nice for anybody that really needs help.
See?
When they, scam you like this. And Ms. Lasky said her bank initially told her there was nothing they could do, but she is working with the fraud department and there is a chance she'll get her money back.
Oh boy, yeah, because he snatched her phone out of her hand. That's different. It ain't like she went and pressed that in there and he got locked up behind it too. Make him pay it back. Yeah, make him pay it back. That's sad, guys. You can't even help people out nowadays. I would do it like this. Look here, you don't want to take this 5? I got 5 on it. You don't want this 5? She said she got 5 on it. You better ask a whole bunch of other people for 5 on it, because guess what? That's all you're going to get today. Let's keep on moving forward over to San Juan, where this dangerous leader of a criminal organization and his wife, they got locked up. And I don't think they getting out. And ain't no trip, they ain't even going to be able to see no Domino's pizza or no Chinese restaurant or nothing like that where they going. Because they got them with the walk of shame. Check this out.
He was on probation, but he remained in charge of the drug point in the Jardines des Cellic residential area. You wouldn't believe it. Today he was arrested again, and as Maribel Menendez-Fonten informs us, the police claim to have dealt a severe blow to drug trafficking. Because together with the man, they took a large quantity of controlled substances off the street as well as a dozen firearms.
I like that purple one.
The police described Jose Roberto Ondiares as a dangerous leader of a criminal organization that operates in the Jardines des Cellic residential area and other sectors of San Juan and Carolina. The 35-year-old man, who was serving federal probation for drug trafficking, was arrested during an intervention in the Prudencio Rivera Martinez condominium. With him were his partner and a minor daughter of the woman. The
criminal station is concentrated in the Jardines des Cellic residential area. The Prudencia condominium. They mostly use it as a warehouse to store drugs, to store weapons, but this criminal organization also operates in other neighboring towns such as Carolina and Baltimore.
Talk about the walk of shame. They walked them through the whole vicinity.
Is there
anyone else linked to the organization? That's part of our investigation, right? 3 search warrants were served at the scene. Over $25,000 was seized.
It ain't even worth it. That little bit of trees or whatever like that, $25,000. You know they're going to get a whole bunch of jail time for doing that out there. But let's keep it moving, you guys. I want you guys to see this daring situation right here. You ain't going to believe this. Imagine you go to South Africa. You're like, hey, let's get on this boat over here and get on this little river. But you have no idea that this river leads to a 130-foot drop. Guess what? They had to get rescued. You guys ain't gonna believe this right here. We've been doing videos like this all week, but nothing came close to this sucker right here. This is a dramatic moment where 4 men are holding on for their lives on a stranded boat that hangs above the edge of a dam. Do you let the boat go? What do you do in this situation, you guys? There's 4 men right there holding on to a boat at the edge of the dam. What do you do? Woo! They got some big waves coming too. Now, this incident was reported at about 7:15 p.m. as a rescue crew maneuvered to save the 4 men. Witnesses say the boat drifted towards the dam wall and became trapped at the spillway. Oh my God. Woo! Rescue services launched a coordinated multi-agency operation as the men remained stranded above the drop in a fast-flowing water. Oh God. Woo! Rescuers said the boat suffered a mechanical failure. Oh, did it? I think they was out there for a long time too. As the night fell, officials took the decision to alter the water flow in an effort to prevent the boat from going over the edge. The rescue craft then reversed away from the spillway, pulling the men clear of the edge and away from the roaring water. See the men getting on the boat? Oh man, I see. Ooh, boy, that couldn't have been me. Boy, that couldn't have been me. Couldn't have been me that was on that damn boat. It couldn't have been me, cause I would have got scared and probably dropped the rope. It couldn't have been me. They would have said Bugatti didn't make it, man. It couldn't have been me, cause I'd have been so scared I would have took the rope out my hand. I'd have tried to get on the boat, something. I don't know, y'all. I'm be honest with you. I don't know what the hell I would have did, especially to nightfall. I would have had to just go into a straight zone like this. Yo, why you humming? Look, just shut up, leave me alone. I had to just something. So I would have had to do something to try to concentrate and focus. Because if you're on the edge of a dam holding onto a boat, there's nothing that you can compare that to. Nothing. You can do anything if you make it out of that. I don't care what it is. You the man, woman, or child if you make it out of that. And we, yes, have to pray and thank God, because guess what? That's who got them out of there, besides them being smart enough to deter that water so they can get over there to them. We want to pray for them. Amen. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because now I want to let you guys see some information from who? President Trump, as he speaks out about his health and he makes an astonishing admittance about aspirin. You guys, nobody's Teflon. Nobody's going to live forever. And with that being said, what I do want to tell you guys about is please don't ignore your health. Please don't ignore if you can work out. I think that you should even try. And understand something. Stretching is actually working out. So start that way. Start in the light way. But doing nothing, that's not a good thing. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys.
After ringing in the new year at his annual glitzy gala, President Trump, who will turn 80 in June, is opening up about his health in a new interview published today in the Wall Street Journal. With images of his bruised hands covered in makeup going viral, the president says it's due to him taking 325 milligrams of aspirin a day, adding he's ignored doctors' recommendations to lower that dosage because he's superstitious. They say aspirin is good for...
Sorry about that. I want to bring that back.
Covered in makeup going viral. The president says it's due to him taking 325 milligrams of aspirin a day, adding he's ignored doctors' recommendations to lower that dosage because he's superstitious. They say aspirin is good for thinning out the blood, and I don't want thick blood pouring through my heart, he says. I want nice, thin blood pouring through my heart. Trump downplaying to the Journal an incident during the 2024 Republican National Convention when his current Attorney General Pam Bondi nicked his hand with her ring, causing him to bleed. Trump calling it a slight little cut. He also now says the MRI he got in October
I got an MRI, it was perfect.
Was actually a CT scan, and that he regrets getting it because it's given his critics an opening. In retrospect, it's too bad I took it because it gave them a little ammunition, he tells the Journal.
I think I'm sharper than I was 25 years ago.
The president says he briefly tried wearing compression socks to treat ankle swelling, but didn't like them. He calls any exercise other than golf boring. And as for recent images of him appearing to doze at White House events, Trump denies falling asleep and instead suggests photographers catch him blinking.
And Gabe's with us. We also heard from the president's physician today, Gabe, about the results of that CT scan.
Yes, Kate, the doctor says the CT scan was, quote, perfectly normal and revealed absolutely no abnormalities, adding the president's cardiovascular health puts him 14 years younger than his age. Trump spent much of the day at his golf course here in West Palm Beach.
Okay, I guess, doctors, can a doctor tell a fib? You guys, I don't know, but they're also not supposed to be reporting your information as well, so that's a whole nother thing. Doctor-patient privilege and all of that stuff, so I don't know. Let's keep on moving forward to this hero mother. That's right, you guys, you're at the Carnival Cruises. You're looking around and all of a sudden you're like, where's your daughter at? Next thing you know, you hear a plop. Yeah. That's right, you guys. A mother had to jump into the water to save her 4-year-old daughter who fell from a Carnival cruise deck. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen to get those likes up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, we're trying to get over to 70,000 subscribers. So we need people like you, new people that really appreciate the show. Go ahead and hit that subscription. Become a member. Hit that notification bell down there so that you know when we're on. Also, let's get those likes up, you guys. Let's get those likes up if you guys appreciate the content that we're showing you right now. Let's get it going. Let's go. Let's go.
Protester.
Oh, no, not that one. This is the one I want to show. This ain't the one. This is the one. Yeah, there she go.
Mother jumped into the water to save her 4-year-old daughter after the child fell from a Carnival cruise dock in the Bahamas. Officials say the little girl walked away from her mother and fell into the water, becoming trapped between the ship and the pier. The mom immediately went after her. Carnival says its security team quickly brought them both to safety. Passengers watching the rescue started clapping as both mom and child were back on land. The mom and child were checked out by the ship's medical team. Carnival says they were both okay and that they enjoyed the rest of the day on the ship's private island.
You know what that mother said, right? Shit, I jumped right in that water to get my daughter. If she was going down there, I'm going down there too. Y'all know how mothers get down. What, Mama Bear? My mama wouldn't even look. She would have just been like, shoom, what the hell, boy? What's wrong with you? been beating my ass while I'm in the water while she holding me. And I did not tell you to get mommy, blah, blah, mommy, blah, mommy, we both drowning. Beat me when I get up on the shore, please. She go, yeah, my mother don't play. But she gonna jump down in that water and get you. Let's get on over to the St. Louis. This is why I love my mother so much and why I love mothers and family and good people so much. I always love my mama, 'cause she's my favorite girl. Only get one, yeah. I always love my mama. She brought me in this world. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And we're going to pray up to God and say thank you for that mother, Mama Bear, and for you making sure that she was safe and getting that baby out that water. Amen, you guys. Let's get on over to St. Louis. And this is why I told you guys, be careful. Watch out for your grandparents. Watch out for your grand aunts. Watch out for all of these people that got these sons, your uncles, your cousin, the one that's a little crazy. You got to look out for him now. Right now, because I want him, I'm gonna tell you like this, I'd rather have my family member, the elder, than the one that committed the crime against him. I am so tired of hearing stuff like what happened to Rob Reiner, his son did whatever, or other people where they have these children living with them, but I love my child, so I gotta look out for them. Hell no, no you don't. St. Louis, we got a matriarch that lost her life over recently, and she defeated cancer perfectly. Example of what I keep on telling you guys about. Get these people away from their parents and forget about the love part. If they mental, get rid of them. I don't care about all that. I don't care. Oh, but get out of here. Get out the crib. Get up out of here. Because I'm not letting you take out my grandmother, my aunt, or whoever. I'm not going for it. Sad situation here.
Even when you brought strangers over, she would welcome them in.
Tonight, a family is sharing their grief with Five in Your Side after a grandmother who survived cancer was tragically killed by her own grandson. Thanks so much for joining us on 5+. We're 5 in Your Side at 10. I'm Kelly Jackson. Mike Bush has the night off. Police say 81-year-old Fanny Allred was stabbed to death just before the suspect led them on an hours-long stand-up. Hours ago, Brent Solomon sat down with her loved ones who are remembering the matriarch of their family.
This is like a dream/nightmare.
Fanny Allred was a fixture in her community. The 81-year-old, who was hearing impaired, was known as a fighter, having just beaten stage 2 colon cancer.
She was like the matriarch of the neighborhood, actually. She's been in her neighborhood 20 plus years, so everybody on the block know her. They looked out for her.
But no one could stop what would happen Sunday morning when the beloved grandmother was met with unthinkable violence. Police say her daughter found her in her own home here on Jenny Drive after being stabbed 6 times. Her grandson, 37-year-old Ronald Allred, quickly named the suspect.
To see her life taken from her tragically. I have no words.
The search led police to Calvary Cemetery, where an officer shot into the suspect's car. He got away. Then to the Crown Mart at Natural Bridge in Union, shutting down the nearby roads for hours as SWAT units negotiated. Eventually, flashbangs and beanbags were used to take the suspect into custody.
The person that I knew would have never done anything like this. If you know anybody struggling with mental health or drug abuse, please help them because this is very serious. I mean, you see what it did to my family.
Relative.
Don't help them. Get them as much help as you can. Get them out the house. Get security. Do not let the pit bull know who they are so that when he come around, he get bit. Bottom line. Don't even care. Uncles, cousins, still snapped up. Just in case he acts stupid, give him the business. Straight up and down. I'd rather go than my grandmother, my aunt. Give him the business. And if he get caught doing anything crazy, go ahead and take the charge. All 3 of y'all whoop his ass. To the point where he got Brills, Noke, and Bill's Loans and all types of crazy things going on. Call me what you want. Do me a favor and double tap that screen. Yeah, Do me a favor and double tap that screen and get those likes up. I want to pray for the matriarch, the person that they lost, the beautiful grandmother that was almost made 100 years old. Almost made 100. We ain't gonna be here no more because of this idiot, this piece of crap that's gonna do nothing but serve the rest of his life in jail. And we don't care about your mental problems because of what you did. Amen. I'm sorry I shouldn't have said that under that, but hell with him. I don't care. Give him the chair, wood chipper, wood grinder on slow. That's just the way I feel about it. If it wasn't for my elders, my grandmothers, and my grandaunts, I would not be where I'm at right now. Those prayers are what got me this far. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because now we got a good person, a hero, a Disney World cast member who blocks a runaway Indiana Jones boulder from hitting the audience. He's being called the hero. I'm calling him a hero too. And this right here, let me just I'm going to give the rest of the story up.
Say Allred was a widow and a God-fearing woman who attended Mercy Seat Baptist Church before losing her son to gun violence some 15 years ago. She would cook dinner every Sunday.
She said she did that because she wanted all of her children to come home on Sundays.
The beloved grandmother spent some 3 decades in the nursing field.
Unfortunately, with her being so open-hearted, it cost her life.
Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
Can't be open-hearted like that to people, even if they're your family, y'all. Get them the hell out of there. I don't care about all that. Yeah, but Bugatti, that's your cousin. I've been saying that for so long. I've been like, nigga, if you don't get the hell out of here. Straight up and down, I ain't talked to my sister in 15 years. Straight up and down. I don't care. You did something to my mama. I'm only your brother. I say that in a strong sentence. I am only your brother. Allegedly. Yeah, don't try to get me. I ain't making no money doing this. Let's keep on moving forward.
What is historically the busiest week of the year at Walt Disney World, a terrifying moment at Hollywood Studios. A stunt gone wrong during a live show was caught on video and is now going viral. Hundreds of park guests watched as a massive prop boulder suddenly went off track. A Disney cast member was knocked to the ground by that prop that weighs hundreds of pounds. Now, this happened yesterday during the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. Channel 9's Ashlyn Webb is live outside Disney World, and Ashlyn, some guests say they thought it was part of the show.
That was until that cast member stood back up, his head bleeding. Tonight, that employee is being praised after he physically blocked that 400-pound prop boulder that was heading right towards the audience with young children. Flipping cars, thrilling explosions, and intense stunts. Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular has been one of Hollywood Studios' main attractions for more than 3 decades, showing movie magic come to life. This is what one of the riskiest stunts is supposed to look like.
Whoa.
But Tuesday,
Look over there, Ray.
the audience watched as the boulder rolled off its track and towards the audience.
It's coming right for us.
Videos show a cast member jumping in front of the 400-pound prop, acting as a human shield to the hundreds sitting in the amphitheater show.
That was smart.
Video shows the cast member's head bleeding. Many people now calling the cast member a hero, saying his quick thinking saved those in the crowd.
He literally saved our lives. That guy.
Walt Disney World told us safety is at the heart of what we do, and that element of the show will be modified as our safety team completes a review of what happened. This isn't the first time the show has been in the news for a cast member's injuries. An actor fell from a rope 20 feet high in the early 2000s, and in 2009, a Bulgarian stuntman died from his injuries during a show's rehearsal. He was performing a tumbling role when he hit his head. According to the Disney app, the show is back up and running. They had 6 scheduled just for today. We have reached out to OSHA to see if there is any investigation because of those safety concerns.
Woo, guys, yes, I told you we don't play around when it comes down to content. Your boy be searching. I'll be searching to make sure we got the best content. Yeah, I'll be searching. I'll be searching. That's right, you guys. Do your boy a favor. If you ain't subscribed to the channel yet, what you waiting for? You ain't get your decal? Wait a minute. You mean to tell me you guys have been members for more than a month or two? If you've been a member of Our Bottom Line for longer than a month and you've been paying for your subscription, you need to send your address in. Sky got hers. Rebecca got hers. Batty Lynn got hers. You guys, what are you doing? You members. Go ahead and send in your address so that you can receive your Our Bottom Line decal. And if you've been a member for longer than 6 months, Casey, Liberty, and Justice, people like you, what? We got the Our Bottom Line keychain. That's right. These are the incentives that we give our members. Members only, baby. That's right there, Our Bottom Line keychain. But if you want to buy one, you can go to the website and just buy one. I'd rather you do it the other way because I have no problem with sending it to you. And it just shows how much you support the show. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We got more to show. Show is not over. Like I tell you guys, it ain't over. Thought you ain't like the beat. Thought you ain't like the beat. Nope, it ain't over. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. I want you guys to see this right here. This is something I want you guys to be careful about. Because we always have a scam section. We always have a health section. We always have many different sections of the show. I know you guys are like, wait a minute, it's still going? Yeah, it's still going. Show ain't no joke today, huh? Told you. Y'all thought it was a game. Double tap that screen to get those likes up because now you got to be careful even when you take your mail to the post office because they're washing checks and raising them when they rewrite the check out, and it might be your check that's next. So that's why a lot of people stop using checks.
Warning for anyone who uses the mail to pay their bills.
Yeah, a Sugar Land man speaking out tonight after 8 of his checks were stolen after dropping them off at the post office. He is the second victim we've reported on in just the last 2 months. Our Marcelino Benito digging into what's going on. He is live at the post office off of Motlage Way tonight. Marcelino.
Well, guys, the thieves in this case tried to take 2 checks and turn them into $500 paydays. Now, fortunately, the victim's bank got involved just in the nick of time, but tonight that victim has a lot of questions about why this continues to happen inside post offices.
Craig White had paid his bills the same way for decades, dropping checks inside his local Sugar Land post office.
I thought inside the post office that things would be better controlled.
I just did it myself for the rent check. Hold up, what you talking about?
It seems like they weren't.
That's right.
Between November 17th and November 20th, White dropped off 8 checks. Days later, his bank called with bad news.
The check had been changed as far as the payee and the amount.
Whoa.
So they upped the amount and tried to cash the check.
Tonight, he showed us copies of those checks.
And they've actually changed the signature there, too.
An $18 check washed and turned into $2,200. A $50 check altered to $3,600.
Yo.
Luckily, the money was never paid out. White immediately reported it to the manager at the local post office.
He basically told me that this was a very common occurrence, that it happens all the time.
And we know it has. And just last month, at a nearby post office in First Colony, Eric Hansen's 2 checks totaling less than $200 were stolen, altered, and cashed for more than $7,000.
I've gone online now.
White says his close call has changed his habits.
Might as well.
But what he wants now is accountability. He's filed a complaint with the U.S. Postal Service Office of Inspector General.
It's hard for him to blame it on anybody outside the system.
Somebody said, check out his place with deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. He is Christmas out in that crib, boy. Not a corner is not represented.
When you drop it off inside the post office and it never makes it out.
You know, I put a birthday check in the mail 2 weeks ago, so you have my attention. What does the post office say about all of this, Marcelino? Do they have any solutions?
No. Harry, what you got?
We asked them, and I reached out to the U.S. Post Office today for a response. We are still waiting a response from them at this hour. As soon as we get that, we'll be sure to update you and our viewers. As far as solutions goes, law enforcement and banks advise people not to send any cash or checks through the mail. That is the best way to ensure that you do not become the next victim.
I guess we got to cut. I mean, it was time for me to get another check. But I guess not. You know, some people used to like writing checks and sending them. You know, it's the fun of writing the check. You know, we come from that era, that school. We don't even want to do all of this pressing buttons because we think we're gonna get scammed that way, right? Tell the truth. Yeah, but sometimes we gotta change. And like what I said earlier, you guys, sometimes you gotta get used to change. And sometimes you just gotta flow with it. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. AJ, thanks for always praying. And thank you for always being here for the pray. Thank you so much for the prayer. We got to get on over to some young elephants that's doing a little something different with some yoga balls. You know we love the animals over here. Let's get into it, you guys. This looks kind of similar to that Indiana Jones ball, but it's a little different. Anybody over here love elephants? How many people in the chat love elephants? Let me see a thumbs up. Thumbs up if you love elephants. Somebody said me. Look at extra the glass. That's what's up. Is it me or do they look like they're always smiling? Like what's up with this? There and I get real big and I don't have to play them other videos anymore and you guys are just gonna have to come here. I don't care if it's 12 or 13 people because I'm gonna be with real elephants doing that for the rest of my life. That's how I really want to retire. Take off these damn suits, put on some shorts or some whatever and go out there with the animals. That's how I really would love to be. But you know what we got to get before we get that, right? Because we got to support our dreams. So what we're going to need? We're going to need some money, 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 money. That's right, you guys. Hit that link in the description because I got up to $440 worth of surveys in the link in the description today. We got links in the description for 2 different surveys. One is for $200. The other one is for like $240. So it's a little more than $440. Hope you guys are able to make some of that money because you'll make some money and I'll make some money too. Also, who's trying to promote their business? Do you have a traveling lawn business going on? Barry's Timeshare, Sam Champion. I heard about you trying to get some of your help, some of your people help to get their stuff promoted. Well, I can actually come down to that location and do that differently, or they could send me their post in a 1080 by 1080 size frame so that it fits in YouTube so that we're able to put it up in the post notification area. That's right. Send over your promos to your boy Boogotti NYC. I will make sure that we put them in the post notification area so everybody can see what you got going on and maybe you'll be able to get some more business that comes over to you. Also, we're already getting into it with the top of the year. I am so glad to announce that my favorite day of the year is here. It is January 2nd. You can't be talking about happy holidays and all of that no more. It's over. That means it's time to get back to business. Time to get back down to it. Time to get back into what? The Show Your Talent search. That's the talent search with your boy Boogotti NYC. I'm going to be the host along with my DJ Don Dada, and we're looking at the Big Drip Hard Punch sponsorship package right there, right? And what we call that is the Show Your Talent search, where I'm the host. Big Drip is sponsoring it, and you, Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island, if you got talent, we want to see it. Also, everybody here, if you want to show your talent on the Show Your Talent search, all you got to do is hit that button right there and it says go live, and we'll be able to go live with you and see if you got the talent. If you got the talent, boom, Big Drip Hard Punch is going to give you $250. And after we get 5 different people together from 5 different locations, we'll do a grand finale. Whoever wins, whether it's a person or a group, you're going to win $1,000. That's right, you guys. It's the Show Your Talent search sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch. If you guys want to be a part of it, all you got to do is go over to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com. That's www.drinkbigdrip.com. Put your email in the notification area, and you're going to be notified every single time that we've got an event going on. That's right. It's the Show Your Talent search. $250 is the first prize. Grand finale prize is $1,000. We're going to be doing it in-store locations as well as live right here. Once we start getting that Brooklyn location monitor in, I think I got a couple of stores that I think I'm going to go with, but I have not decided yet. It's the top of the year. Time to get to business and time to get back to work, you guys. That's right. Also, like I said, you ain't subscribed to the channel already. What are you waiting for? Christmas, it's already passed. Also, become a member, hit that notification bell down there so that you know we're on. And I got to make sure that we prayed up on this Friday before we get out of here. So who we got prayers for right now that we have a fantastic and safe day, because we're going to be right back here tomorrow. Want everybody to be healthy. Want to make sure that everybody has a fantastic, safe, and healthy day, and all your family members too. And yes, who I want to say that for right now, War Walker, Miggity Miggs, Miggity Mark, Miss Swanza, Rebecca, Lon Yen Bueno, CJ the Cat. How you doing, CJ? Brian, we got Barry in the building. Casey, what's up, brother? Happy New Year to you. I hope you had a great evening, and I hope you, Liberty, I hope you had a good one too. A Happy New Year as well to both of you guys. Rebecca Lon Yen Bueno, Miss Swanza, Mrs. RH 2024, Jeffrey Spilker, my brother. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. I so appreciate you so much. And who else is where my boy Mark Dorfman at? You already know how we get down. I already know Miss Swanza, Liberty and Justice, Casey, Terry, Miggity Miggs, Rebecca Lanya and Bueno, Todd. We got Dustin in here, Miss Swanza, Kim. We got Brian, Rebecca Lanya and Bueno. Hope everybody has a safe and fantastic day. I love you guys, and I love the fact that you come here every day. That's why I don't play when it comes down to that content. Want to make sure that I'm giving you guys my best. And with that being said, amen. And y'all already know what today is, right? Doom, doom, just got paid. Doom, doom, Friday night. But that don't mean we ain't gonna be here tomorrow for more current events, more trending topics, more of my antics with the #1 co-host, family members, and chat in YouTube, Our Bottom Line. With that being said, y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that y'all came here to chill with me on Friday, the 2nd day of January 2026, I appreciate you. So y'all know what I'm about to say, right? Get 'em!